maybe a pumpkin spice latte is what we all need today to kind of relax just a little bit. Hurricane season, of course, a very stressful time for many people. That's with or without a storm on the horizon, one the size of Hurricane Irma. And literally, worry jumps to about level 10 during hurricane season. Joining us now is licensed psychologist Dr. Rafi Wald. He's here with some ways to help us minimize the stress. Obviously, the anxiety is building when we're looking at these models and hearing the wind speeds and just the massive size of Irma. What is the best way people can look at this with a calm mind?
Well, for starters, I don't want to minimize the fact that this is a really serious situation, so I think it's important for people to understand the difference between stress and anxiety. Stress is an appropriate reaction to something stressful in someone's life. Anxiety is a reaction to something that is out of proportion given what the stressor is. So this is a serious situation and you should be getting nervous, just nervous enough so that you get yourself prepared appropriately. But if you find yourself getting a little bit more nervous than you should be and your nerves are getting in the way of your preparation, it's time to start thinking about things in a little bit of a different way. So the first thing that I think is most important is to get things done as quickly as possible. If you don't get everything done, if you do things to 95% completion, you're going to have this 5% hanging over your head forever until this hurricane actually hits and you get everything else done. Don't do things to 95% completion. Bring in your outdoor furniture, get all the supplies you need, and get it off of your mind. The next thing you want to do is start asking yourself questions like, I've been living in Florida for a long time now, and how many times have I been through hurricane scares? That's the thing I want people to get into their minds is how many times? How many times have I been through a hurricane scare? How many times have I died? Obviously, the answer is zero.
Zero, yeah.
How many times have I been severely injured? For almost everybody, the answer is zero. How many times have I been homeless? For almost everybody, the answer is zero. Ask yourself these questions and be realistic about it, right? So the chances are here, even though we should be doing everything we can to prepare, right? Probably we're all gonna be okay just like we have been in the past. Once you've done that and you've logically gone through all these steps in your mind, it's time to distract yourself. Our minds only have room for one thought at a time. If I were to freeze time, you'd only be thinking about one thing. It may seem like we're thinking about 10 things at once, but in reality, we're just cycling one thing after another after another. The goal here is to hold one thing in your mind that will distract you, something that's not stressful, okay? So it's not about not thinking about the hurricane, it's about actively thinking about something else. Those are the keys. So, yeah, ask yourself the right questions, how many times, and then distract yourself, get your mind off of it.
And I know one of the ways that I tend to get through these situations best is by making a list and keeping one item on that list and checking it off one at a time. Do you recommend people make lists, a to-do list, to get prepared for Hurricane Irma?
Yes, I think that goes back to the first point I was making, is that you want to get everything done. You don't want to be in a situation where you think you did things to 100% completion, then you said, man, I forgot something really important. So even if it's at some point in the day where you're not sitting still and not doing anything, jot yourself a note in your cell phone or on a piece of paper so that you know, okay, I want to get to that feeling where I'm 100% complete, so I'm going to jot this down so that I know later I can get this done, and then I can feel set and I can go through the right steps in my mind to keep myself calm.
And of course, taking deep breaths always helps as well, and hugging our loved ones, because we're all going to get through this together. Sense of community here in South Florida, and we need each other during these times.
Absolutely.
Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. A very important message to get out there. Aaron, deep breaths as we head to break.
Hey, fair enough. Thank you. Hurricane Irma returning in the Atlantic as we